Morning, bitches, and welcome to another episode of Random Shit with Kyle. I'm your host, Kyle. How's it going? How's everybody's holidays? I hope they were good. Mine were pretty good. My in-laws were in town. That was more interesting than I thought it would be. But, it's fine. It's fine. My wife only got hives once or twice because of the stress. But it was fine. So if you haven't been here before, we are again live on TikTok. So, hey TikTok, how's it going? Thanks for joining in. We are recording a podcast. This is technically tomorrow morning's episode, so you get a sneak peek. You're welcome. We are talking about New Year's resolutions today. I am going to put myself on blast a little bit and kind of go all in. So I am not particularly one for New Year's resolutions, right? It's never really been my thing. I kind of always have high hopes, and then 3 days in, I'm like, fuck this, I'm not doing this anymore. A couple of years, I did actually really go all in and do really well. But they're very scary because it seems like you're setting up for a whole entire year, and what if something goes wrong? And I'm the kind of person that if I set up for a day and that day goes perfectly until the 10th hour of the day and then it all goes to shit, the whole day's gone. The whole thing is ruined, the whole plan derailed, we're all fucked. It stresses me out. So New Year's resolutions have always really stressed me out. But this year I'm feeling why not, right? Let's give it our all. So basically, I am completely and totally tired of being fat. I am completely and totally tired of being, of not living up to my potential, of not practicing the way I should practice, or doing my job the way I feel like I want to do my job. There's those things. I work for myself, so I definitely, thanks. This is my business. It's the people on TikTok say nice hat, bro. So thanks. I designed it. I really like it. Thanks. I'm putting myself more into my business this year, and that's also terrifying because I work for myself, and so when I want to take a day off, I can, but I shouldn't. You know what I'm saying? So things like that are really scary for me. So anyways, my theme for this incoming year is to become the best version of me. And I even made I'm in fucking elementary school. I literally made one of those spider web charts. I don't know. I reverted back to being in 3rd grade. It's fine. Whatever helps. So I am going to talk about all the things that are on this list. Claire is doing something that I think is completely crazy. She is doing 25 goals for 2025. That seems like too many. I'm not saying that I don't have a lot, but that seems like far too many to keep up with. So everybody wish her luck. I hope that she, because of the, nitty gritty details of all of that, is super successful. So we'll start off with some easier ones. I have use a planner. Now, I got this really fancy planner. I actually got it off TikTok Shop, and it is the daily planner. And so instead of opening it up and it having a page of monthly things, and then you turn the page and it's week by week or whatever, it is literally every single day. But it's also so you open it up and there's a whole page devoted to one day. So this calendar is fucking massive. And I think it's ugly, so I'm going to make a leather cover for it. So that's what I'm doing after I get off of this podcast, is make a leather cover for it. And I'll post some pictures on my Facebook and Instagram of it because I think it'll turn out really cool. But anyways, so I want it to be aesthetically pleasing. I want to dive into it every day. But I want to use it. So I've always gotten really fancy planners and then never actually done anything with them. I use them willy-nilly and whatever. I'm also not very good at electronic planners and calendars and things like that. Kind of goes into my ADHD category, and I just forget that it even exists. So I don't ever look at it. So anyway, sorry, I got distracted. So I'm trying to use my planner. I'm also trying to put like a budget into that planner. It's got a budget section, which is cool. And thanks. My hat is actually available on my website, which is lochnasshandcraftedgoods.com. So if you want one, you can go there and buy the hat. I appreciate it. So anyways, so I want to work on budgeting and writing down like the big house things. Because why does that suck so much? Why does everybody forget that? Am I the only one? Like, when am I supposed to check the water heater, like, for things? And is it just like when it breaks? Am I supposed to clean the oven more than once a decade? Like, how often am I supposed to change all the filters and stuff? You know what I'm saying? Sorry, I'm getting over cold. Anyways, I don't know when I'm supposed to do all that stuff. I live on an acreage and I have a septic tank. How often am I supposed to empty that out? You know what I'm saying? Like, I need to put those on a calendar so that I don't forget that. I forget that a lot. So I'm going to write all of those things down, and including like when the bills are due. Like, I could tell you that I think that my electric bill is due on the 6th. And beyond that, I don't know when the car payments come out. I don't know when the phone bill comes out. I don't know when the insurance comes out. Like, they just come out. And I'm sitting there going like, where the fuck did all my money go, right? So I just need to like actually be an adult and write it down. So that's one of my goals, right? I would also like to schedule date nights with my wife. Like, actually make them more intense priority instead of like a random happenstance thing. So that's one of my goals. And I think that like it doesn't have to be something that's necessarily like grandiose. It just has to be something that's like intentional, you know? So yes, these are definitely things that we are doing in 2025. Yeah, we're talking about all the goals and stuff. So anyways, I'm catching the people up on TikTok. I'm recording my podcast for tomorrow. So yeah, then I am going to find people to look up to in 2025. I feel like for quite a long time, I just haven't really necessarily had like role models. I haven't had people that like I want to aspire to be like, or like take characteristics from and like implement into my life. So I am going to be on the lookout for people like in my life and people outside of my life that I may never even meet or whatever, and try to have those role models. I am also going to keep going no matter what. And I know that that sounds like, why is that even one of your goals? But like, it's one of my goals because a lot of times I want to sit and give up. I want to sit and like cry in my own little corner and not do anything for 10 days, you know? So I just need to give it a shot and every day wake up and do my best. No matter how that goes, you know, no matter how the day falls apart or comes together. So, another goal that I have is I'm going to invest in my talents. I really want to develop sorry, had a cough. I really want to develop like a practice routine. I'm a singer, and I also play the drums, and I just set my drum set up in the house this month, and so I'm pretty excited about that. And I want to develop a real practice routine. I want to develop a posting schedule so that I can post on TikTok if it's still there after January 20th or whatever. And Instagram, all of those places. If you never show somebody what you're doing, how are they supposed to know? How is anything going to any eyes going to get on the things that you're doing? Even if it's just for you and yourself, like, how is anybody going to see that you are actively trying and making progress and things like that? So I'm going to post, and I'm going to try to stick to a schedule. Another one of my goals is to just make things, to just try and see how it goes, which is really scary because I want everything to like fucking come out perfect, right? I want the first time that I do it for it to be amazing and for me to never have to work at it and for me to just keep going. And I just want everything to constantly come out perfect. And one of the things that like I had to work out a lot this year was I really wanted to develop a D&D dice bag, and I make everything by hand, so it's hard, right? And but I did, and it took a few tries to figure it out, but I'm really proud of it. It looks really cool. It takes a really fucking long time to make because I do everything by hand, but I am excited about that, and I'm making a bunch of them, and I'm hoping that that's going to be one of the things that I bring into 2025 is this kind of stuff. And then so we're getting to like the more intense goals that I'm not entirely sure that I can do, but I am really, really, really going to push myself to do them. And that is, I am going to start a diet, and I know that everybody is going to start a diet on January 1st, but I'm going to start a diet in terms of like, I know that it's going to fucking suck, right? It's going to be terrible, and I already know that, and I'm going in fully knowing that it's going to suck. And so what I am going to call it is the dog diet. And because I am calling it that, because dogs eat the same thing every day, right? They eat the same portion size. They eat basically the same thing every day. And I am essentially going to do that. I'm going to plan out, at least for a whole week, what I am eating every day. And I am going to keep that like same thing, wash, rinse, repeat every day. I'm hoping to do 2 weeks at a time, so I don't have to think about it very often. And it's just going to be morning, noon, and night. I have this breakfast, I have this lunch, I have this snack, I have this dinner. And it's not going to be the same every single one, but it's going to be like every day for breakfast, I have a banana and 3 eggs. Like, I don't know, but you know what I'm saying? Like, it's going to be repetitive so I can help get into a routine. And again, I know that it's going to suck. I know there's going to be days that I don't fucking want to do it. I know that there's going to be days that it's even impractical. So I have also then allowed myself 1 cheat meal a week and 1 cheat snack a week. So like if I'm ready to absolutely kill someone because I want chocolate, then I can go like have a dessert, and that can count as my cheat snack for the week. You know what I'm saying? So I'm trying to be like practical with it, but also like really push myself to know that it's gonna suck, embrace the suck, and keep going. I am also going to push myself to walk or do workouts on the Oculus, which is like this virtual reality video game. It's actually very fun. But that way I don't have an excuse of like, if it's gross outside or if it's wet or whatever, I can still always do a workout inside. And so I'm pushing myself to do those things 3 times a week, and then pushing myself to lift weights in an unconventional way, though. I don't want to just like pick up a weight and put it down, right? Like that's boring to me. So like I have some kettlebells. I also have like other weird heavy things, like I don't know, I love watching those people on TikTok that have like the bat thingy that's like really heavy and they like swing it around themselves. So I might get some of those things just to make it like interesting for me. So anyways, lifting weights 2 times a week. I just want to like, do it. It doesn't even have to be like perfect or really even that helpful. It just has to be me doing it, you know? I am going to force myself into a routine. I have a bit of autism and quite a bit of ADHD. And so those two things fight, right? Like the autism side of my life wants routine, and the ADHD side of my life wants everything to be chaotic. So, and that's like where I kind of thrive, is that chaos. That's where I like have creativity and all of these things. So I'm trying not to like squash that, but I am trying to implement enough of a routine that I constantly get my ass out of bed, right? Because sometimes that's my problem, is sometimes I just really convince myself to lay back down for 10 minutes, and 2 hours later I'm still laying down, right? And then I feel like I've wasted the whole day, and it's this whole thing, yada yada. Anyways, so I'm going to force myself into a routine, and I'm not entirely sure what that looks like yet, but I'm working on it. So that one stresses me out a lot, but that one's also one of the ones that I think will actually benefit my life like the most, which is why I'm pushing myself to really do that. Then this one's just kind of for fun. I am going to invest in a new TV show. Now, I am a person who loves to watch TV shows that I've already seen, right? So I watch The Golden Girls all the time. I watch I Love Lucy, The Beverly Hillbillies. I watch MASH. I watch Dexter. I watch True Blood. I watch Vampire Diaries. I watch things that I've watched before, right? But I really want to invest in a new TV show. So if there is something out there, I watch all kinds of things. Anything from The Golden Girls to blood and gore, like, and vampires and scary things and serial killers and whatever. Like, I watch all of the things. So if there is a TV show that you like really love, I also need it to be more than 3 seasons long. And I need it to not just like be 4 seasons and then it got like canceled. I fucking hate that. When I'm like super invested and then all of a sudden it's just gone, right? So I want like a whole thing. I've watched all of Grey's Anatomy. So, anyways, I want TV show recommendations. Old, new, doesn't matter. I want to invest in a new TV show. I think that'd be really fun for 2025. Then I want to come up with really strict work boundaries. So since I work for myself, I feel like I don't always honor that, that like my working hours. And yes, I keep weird hours, but I feel like I don't always say no when I should, because my schedule is flexible and whatever, so I kind of give into that, and then my problem is that I don't come back and do as much work as I was gonna do, and I don't finish the things that I was gonna finish or promote the things that I was gonna promote. And so I feel like I really need to put up more boundaries, and I think that's where a schedule will really help in enforcing all of that. And then my last goal for 2025, at least as of right now, is I want to read 52 books this year. So 1 book a week, which sounds absolutely terrifying. This year I read 30 books, and that's probably the most books I've ever read in my life. I grew up being told that I was a slow reader, that I couldn't comprehend things, that I grew up with. I grew up with an IEP for reading comprehension. Well, that's because I had ADHD and nobody realized that. So I obviously wasn't actually reading what was on the page. I was reading the words and my brain was wandering all over the place. So I had no idea what I read, but I read it out loud. You know what I'm saying? So I recently have discovered that I actually really do like books, and I really do want to read them. So I bought a ton of books. I went a little overboard. I hyper-focused a little bit too hard. And now I have a lot on my physical TBR. So I'm gonna try to read 52 books a year, or in this year, and that is a huge upgrade from what I've read. So I'm a little scared of that one, but I do think that it's possible. So, anyways, yeah, those are my 2025 goals. I think that they are lofty but doable. I am terrified and excited. So there's that. One time, I decided to, start an exercise and diet. God, I don't know why I couldn't think of that word. Anyways, an exercise and diet plan going into the new year. Now, this was, goddamn, 2 decades ago by now. I was 15, so I'm 35 now. So I decided that was what I was going to do. And I don't know what clicked inside of me, but I did it. I was 284 pounds at the time, something like that. And I got down to like 220. So I really put in the effort, and I kept that weight off for like 6 years. So it wasn't until I was like in college and going through a lot of depression and getting disowned by my family and things like that I like started packing the pounds back on. So I know I can do it, right? I know that there is that inside of me. Like, I have done it before. But it just seems so scary. It seems so daunting. I have farther to go. And I will say, since 2021, I have lost like 40 to 50 pounds and kept it off. So again, it's possible. It just, because that one was so slow, it doesn't feel like it was actually anything. It doesn't feel like it was real. But I know that it can be done. Yeah, I'm scared. I'm older. I feel like I don't have as much willpower as I did 20 years ago. So I am cautiously optimistic. And sometimes I feel like you need to be in a space where you are kind of backed into a corner and kind of feel like you can't do it, in order to actually come out with enough fight to do it. So I'm hoping that's where I'm at, that I am fully ready and fully committed to pushing forward, because I'm tired of pushing forward a little bit and then getting discouraged very early on and then totally, letting go of it. So I'm really nervous but excited to see how that goes. So I want to know what your 2025 goals are, or if you have any. I mean, sometimes, honestly, the goal is to survive the year. I've been there, and I completely and fully support that goal. It is not easy. I am not excited about the new presidency and things like that. I'm worried about it. So I'm focusing on the things that I can control, which is myself. So I'm hoping that is enough of a push forward to help me get in gear, to help me be ready for anything. So that's where I'm at. That's what I'm hoping for in 2025. I'm also hoping for big things for this podcast. I'm hoping, to do more fun, crazy, random shit. So, like, what do you want to see happen? One thing that I've thought about is, what if we did a, YouTube video series of like Kyle's biggest fears or something. And I had to like take a time and some people with me and like go through I don't even want to say it out loud because I know that people are going to be like, oh my God, yeah, you should do it. I'm going to say it. God damn it. I'm so fucking terrified of mannequins and animatronics. Fucking terrified. I hate them. The more realistic they look, the worse they are, right? I haven't never, ever walked into a wax museum. I tried a few different times to walk into the wax museum here in Branson. Could not do it. Really, really could not do it. I tried for hours one day. I just sat in the parking lot and kept trying to walk up to it and kept backing away. But we could maybe try it. That like Kyle goes through and does scary shit. If I lose enough weight, I have to lose like 40 more pounds, I think. And then I want to do the high ropes course at Shepherd of the Hills. Although that sounds scary as fuck too, right? So I'm willing to give it a shot. We'll see. Let me know if you think that that would be something interesting that you would want to watch or listen to, because I'm sure I'll have a lot of fucking stories about it. Before we sign off, I do have one fucking story about one reason why I'm so goddamn scared of wax museum people. So I was in New York. I was probably like 13 or 14. And my family knows that I absolutely hate mannequins, right? And we were on a crowded street in New York, which is all of them, right? And when I was younger, I was way more extroverted than I am now. So I would just talk to people. And in New York, there's a lot of fucking people to talk to, right? So New York City, me, 13 or 14, just a chittin' and chatting to anybody who will listen. My family is off doing their own thing, like, you know, half a block away, whatever. And I am just talking to this nice, tall, African-American gentleman. We're just having a great chat, right? And I am just telling him all about my life. And, and he doesn't say anything back, right? And so I look at him like, you're kind of rude. Like, you could at least acknowledge my presence, because I've literally, like, held a whole conversation with you. I feel like I'm doing a lot of the work in this conversation, right? And so, so I go to, like, tap him on the arm. And then this big old security dude comes out and steps in front of this man and says, "You can't touch the wax figurines." I almost died. I literally fell backwards. I ran across a busy street. I think it was Broadway Street, with all the like taxis and cabs and all the things honking at me, to across the street to where I felt like I was safe to like literally break down and cry and hyperventilate. And my family just sat there laughing, like they knew the whole time that I was talking to a mannequin, to a wax figure. Also of someone famous that I clearly didn't recognize, which, if you know me in real life, that's not a shock, okay? I don't recognize a lot of famous people, especially by name. So I do not like wax museums of any kind. So, but I would be willing to give it a shot. 2025 seems like the year to say, fuck it, why not? So we'll see. If you want a video of a 35-year-old man being terrified out of his mind going through the fucking wax museum in Branson, I guess let me know and we'll see. And maybe I'll post that and we'll we'll do a weird 2025 Kyle faces his fears thing. So, all right. I'm out of here. I hope that you have a great morning, noon, night, or whatever the fuck this is for you. And I will talk to you bitches later. Bye.